Hi everyone, my name is Mike Harrison. I am the Business Development Manager of Bioforward, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about Bioforward, what we do throughout the state, and as well as tell you a little bit about Wisconsin's biohealth ecosystem, the industry, the research that we have, and the initiatives that Bioforward has throughout the state. A little bit about me. I am a scientist by training, an MD PhD. I did my training at the Medical College of Wisconsin. My PhD is in physiology. And after doing some work in startups and doing some business consulting, I moved to start the Milwaukee office of BioForward about 5 years ago. So what is Bioforward? We consider ourselves to be the collective voice of Wisconsin's robust and comprehensive biohealth cluster. We have a focus on initiatives, which are our way of strengthening the talent pipeline, enabling collaborations, and enhancing professional development. We're a 501c6 nonprofit, which means we do advocate for our members in the industry on both the federal and state level. We're a member-based organization. We have about 230 members all throughout the state. Majority of the membership is over in the Madison area, and we have quite a few in the Milwaukee area. And then we have some dotted around through the state. We have two offices. The headquarters is in Madison, and like I said, I started the Milwaukee office about 5 years ago. And we're a pretty small team, about four full-time employees, and our CEO is Lisa Johnson. Leading us through all that we have to do is our board of directors, which is made up of representatives of many of the major biohealth companies that we have throughout the state. Let me see if I click here. So you can see, we have GE Healthcare, PPD, Covance, Gilson, right in our executive committee, and we have representatives from both industry and academia all throughout the rest of our board of directors. A little bit about the history of Bioforward. It started in 1987 as the Wisconsin Biotechnology Association. There were several new big biotech companies that were getting started, and they felt they needed representation. And they've grown and grown since then. In 2002, they merged with a medical device association. In 2009, they rebranded as Bioforward as the Wisconsin's independent voice for bioscience. And around 2015, when our new CEO, Lisa Johnson, started, so we started taking a look at what our industry actually was, what makes up the ecosystem in Wisconsin, and that's why we decided to not call ourselves just the independent voice of bioscience. We refocused on what we have called the biohealth industry. So what is the biohealth industry? Bioforward is the only Wisconsin organization representing over 200 biohealth member companies. And we define biohealth as any companies that's in biotech, biopharma, medical device diagnostic, healthcare systems, digital health, healthcare technology, biomanufacturing, as well as our research institutions and service providers. It seems like it's a very big breadth of companies, and it is. It's a very diverse membership that we have, but we feel that they're all similar in that they all sort of revolve around this idea of creating integrated healthcare solutions. We all have similar goals at the end of the day. We may be different pieces of that ecosystem, but that's at the end of the day what we're trying to do. So I mentioned we're a member-based organization. So what does Bioforward actually do to bring value to our members? Well, we provide collaborative assistance, help with networking and education. We provide legislative advocacy, as I mentioned. And we also have a select savings program, which is a purchasing consortium. But really, we also like investing resources into key initiatives that support the industry. I'll be talking more about the initiatives that we do in the state. But really, at the end of the day, it's about raising awareness and helping our members find the opportunities in the state and throughout the nation to help them succeed. I also wanted to share some numbers from our biohealth industry. Here's where I kind of have to apologize because we have we've in the past produced an economic impact report, and we have one that's in process. It's going to be released to the public in about a month. But unfortunately, so right now when I'm giving this presentation, I only have the older numbers. So, I'm almost embarrassed to kind of, share these numbers with you. But I do want to share give you some idea of what our industry is like. But keep in mind, these are numbers from 2017, and the numbers have kept growing and growing and growing in the last several years. So which will bear out when you do see the new economic impact study, which I said will be released during our Biohealth Summit, which happens at the end of September. Go to www.bioforward.org to learn more about our Biohealth Summit. It's virtual this year, so no matter where you are in the state, you should be able to attend. And the economic impact study is free for anybody to download and take a look at. So those numbers will be available to you. So please just bear with me here. But back in 2017, anyways, we had over 4,000 biohealth companies in the state of Wisconsin, producing over $2.7 billion in economic impact. And if you count indirect economic impact, it increases to about 4.8 billion. There's also a tremendous amount of jobs, over 100,000 jobs. Roughly half of those are in the healthcare sector, but there's a large amount of jobs within our industry, and our industry is constantly hiring. We haven't slowed down even during the pandemic. There's been lots of hiring within our industry, and the job growth between 2013 and 2017 was 17%, and I believe it has increased since then. So our industry keeps growing bigger and bigger every year. And another important factor is that our median wages are close to $90,000, which is 1.63 times higher than the Wisconsin median salary. And one thing that I didn't put on the slide here is that jobs within our industry have a large multiplier effect. So a job that's created in the biohealth industry tends to create several other jobs throughout the supply chain, or architecture, or construction, or cleaning, or laboratory supplies. There's a huge multiplier effect. So I mention this just because I want to impress upon you that the biohealth industry is a very large industry within the state of Wisconsin. I wanted to show you this map just to give you an idea of where these jobs actually are. I'm mentioning lots and lots of jobs, but where are they? Well, the majority of them are around Dane County, Milwaukee County, and Waukesha County. But as you can see, let me bring up the pointer. You can see that there's tremendous growth out down here in all of southeastern Wisconsin, going all the way up until Green Bay, here in central Wisconsin, and over by the Minnesota border. We have a large amount of jobs as well. So it's not just these two hot zones down here, but we do have jobs all throughout the state. Here's some additional data about, again, this is 2017 data, but this is looking at the change in labor income and economic output between the years 2013 and 2017. You can see there's been a $1.3 billion increase in direct labor income, as well as a $6.3 billion increase in direct economic output. Again, just to impress to you that we continue to grow, and like I said, if I had my newer numbers here, it would definitely continue to show growth between 2017 and 2019. I also wanted to show that this data over here is regarding patents. So patents, patents on new technology. We have seen a little bit of a downtick in Wisconsin as a whole of new patents between 2013 and 2015. I don't have like I said, I don't have the most recent data here to tell you if we've sort of had an upturn. I believe we have in the more recent years, but the point of showing you this data right here is that the biohealth sector, even though we saw a dip in patents during this time period, the biohealth sector stayed about the same, meaning that we have consistent innovation throughout our industry that seems to be able to persevere even during a downturn in total patents throughout the state. And this piece of data right here, again from 2017, shows you the increase in international exports of biohealth products. So Wisconsin is not just creating widgets that are being used here in Wisconsin. We are creating technology that's desired all throughout the world, and we are continuing to export those products at an increasing amount. So I've been talking about our industry in a lot of sort of vague terms and broad economic terms, but I wanted to talk about these actual companies. What does it mean when I say biotech and biopharma? These are the companies that are creating new innovations in life sciences, the companies creating new medications, new therapies, and new ways to conduct research into human health. And we have quite a large amount of biotech and biopharma companies throughout the state. Here's just a little taste of the companies that we have in Wisconsin, and I'll give you a little bit more information about a couple of them, just to give you a kind of idea of the things that we work on here in the state. But first, just a little bit more data about the Biotech Biopharma. This includes both bioscience-related wholesalers and drugs and pharmaceuticals. But like I said, we have these the biotech and biopharma companies are a significant part of our direct economic output. We have over 8,000 jobs in that field, and they have a very high median wage. And pharma has about half those jobs, about 4,000 to 5,000 jobs, but their median wage is even higher. So as you can see, there's quite a few jobs in the state, and they're pretty desirable positions. Here's a few of our more prominent biotech biopharma members. You may have heard of Promega. So Promega is a very prominent laboratory materials reagents company. The products that they make at Promega are used all throughout the world in all kinds of research and industrial applications. We also have Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals. The technology came out of Madison, and they're a pharmaceutical company that focuses instead of on small molecules interacting with our body. It's actually DNA silencing technology, so ways to stop the expression of unwanted biochemical pathways. So it's a very novel way of developing pharmaceuticals, and they have a number of therapeutics in their pipeline right now. And then Illumina. You may have heard of Illumina because Illumina is one of the most prominent creators of next generation sequencing technologies. And in Wisconsin is where they produce a large amount of their reagents that they use in their DNA sequencing machines. And the reason I said you might have heard of them is that the COVID-19 genome was sequenced very, very quickly after the pandemic hit, and it was done on Illumina's platform. The next sector of our industry is medical device and diagnostics. So these are companies that produce things as complex as a CT scanner, all the way down to over-the-counter, very simple devices. We have people that are creating next-generation diagnostics to detect things from cancer to organ rejection. It's a very diverse group, and we have a large amount, as you can see. Here's just again a small snapshot of all of the medical device and diagnostics companies that we have in the state. As I mentioned, this includes all medical devices and equipment used in health and research, including diagnostic tools and assays. So the data is, again, a tremendous economic output, 6.5 billion. There's about 11,000 jobs, very high paying, about 281 businesses within the state. You've probably heard of GE Healthcare. They are a leader in the medical imaging field. They produce lots and lots of very large instruments that are used in every single clinic all around the world. You may also have heard of Exact Sciences. They create something you may have seen a commercial for, Cologuard, which is an at-home test for colon cancer. So they've been very successful. They've gotten that approved. So that's being used and approved by GI physicians all throughout the country, and they have many more diagnostic applications in their pipeline. And Capio Biosciences is a little bit of a smaller company, but they're working on something very, very interesting, which is a brand new way of detecting cancer by looking at circulating cancer cells within the bloodstream. So these are all very innovative companies happening right here in Wisconsin. Another sector that we support is the digital health or healthcare technology sector. We have, again, a large amount of companies within the state that work in that field. These are people that work on the payer side or work on innovation within the physician's office in a various amount of applications. These are people developing apps, next generation digital therapeutics. It's a very wide and exciting field that is our fastest growing sector for sure in Wisconsin. So let me tell you a little bit more about that. Digital health includes hardware, software, smart devices, remote sensors, telemedicine. They have a direct economic impact output of $3.2 billion. There's about 12,000 jobs, and I'm sure that is all of this is much, much higher than it is in this older data. Median wage again is very high, and like I said, there's lots of businesses, and given the sort of level playing field that there is with these digital solutions, rather than not needing an expensive laboratory or a PhD to develop something extremely critical for the healthcare industry in the digital health field. It makes it a very fast growing industry. And here's three examples of digital health companies we have in the state. Epic, you have probably heard of Epic. Epic is the largest creator of electronic medical record software in the United States, and they're right here in Wisconsin. There's also Wellbe, which is a healthcare automation system, and it helps physicians at high-performing hospitals improve outcomes and allows them to succeed in what we call value-based care. And then the last one would be Propeller Health, which is both software, an app, and this dongle that goes on top of your asthma inhaler. And it takes information from your use of your asthma inhaler and machine learning algorithms and allows you to learn exactly how well you're using your inhaler and helps you really figure out how to best use your inhaler and can even vastly improve someone's asthma control. So those are just some examples of some great digital health companies within the state. Wisconsin is also home to several health research institutes. So Bioforward also is a strong supporter of research. We have the Medical College of Wisconsin, the UW system, UW Milwaukee, a research institution, UW-Madison, School of Medicine and Public Health there. There's also research going on at UW Health, Aurora Healthcare, Marshfield Clinic, the Blood Center of Wisconsin, now called Versity, and the Morgridge Institute for Research, also in Madison. Now, to give you an impression of how much research is actually being done in the state of Wisconsin, here's just a little diagram to show you how much money in active federal research grant funding was funneling through the state of Wisconsin between 2015 and 2017. So this bar graph represents about $3 billion in research grant funding, the majority of which is done at public universities, followed by private universities. And then we also have some businesses receiving federal grant funding, nonprofit research, and a sliver of government research as well. But as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of research being done in the biohealth field here in Wisconsin. I thought I'd include a couple health research institutes that you may not have really heard of before. One is the Morgridge Institute for Research. That's down in Madison, right by the UW-Madison campus. And what they do there is they have scientists from several different disciplines all working on some of the most cutting-edge projects on human health in the whole state. And they're all under one room, and they have it's a real cool building with lots of they have like a maker space in there and lots of really high-tech laboratories, and it's a great, amazing place for professors and students to go to learn about essentially doing fearless science is what they call it, and creating new innovations that would otherwise have seemed impossible. And we also have here in Wisconsin, we're lucky to have the Versity organization. So it used to be called the Blood Center of Wisconsin. Now that organization, Versity, represents blood centers all throughout the Midwest. And here in Wisconsin, not only do they have a large corporate center, but they also have a blood research institute. So they are creating, not only are they a large diagnostics testing facility for all kinds of blood-related diseases, but they're also in their laboratories creating some of the new diagnostic tests that we will be using to detect all types of different types of blood diseases. It's an area of expertise that Wisconsin has, thanks to what's going on down at the Versity, the Blood Center of Wisconsin. Okay, so that was kind of a whirlwind tour of the biohealth industry, and now kind of getting back to how Bioforward gets out there into the community and helps our companies and our industry and our researchers succeed and grow. And I mentioned that we like to focus on initiatives. We consider ourselves an action-oriented organization, and initiatives are a way of actually getting that action out there. One of the first initiatives that we had was a talent attraction initiative. Talent is a problem for every industry, and our industry is no different. So it's one of the most requested areas of assistance that our members have from Bioforward is they need people to fill positions. And so we started with some very simple things, improvements to our website, created a career brochure that our members could share that shows that if people from out of state are coming to Wisconsin to work here, that there's more than just the company that they may be hired at. There's tons and tons of opportunities here in Wisconsin. That really takes away a little bit of the pressure to maybe moving your whole family to Wisconsin. When you think that you might be in an area where there's really not much going on. We try and change that narrative, and we want people to understand that there's a tremendous amount of opportunity here. You just have to give it a try. And in 2019, we actually launched a national ad campaign. Here's a couple examples of some of the ads that we've been putting out there throughout social media, all kinds of different online channels, and it's trying to bring people's attention to some of the amazing stories of our companies here in Wisconsin, and also just that there is a critical mass, there is a robust and comprehensive biohealth cluster here. And all those advertising draws people back to this website, this landing page right here, that is a direct connector to all of our members' job sites. So they go there, they see what's going on in Wisconsin, and they can go directly link from that to see what jobs are available at all these cool companies that they can read about. And that is ongoing. So we have continued that into 2000. We've brought some of the advertising into the Wisconsin area. We've sort of refocused on areas where we see a lot of interest, and that continues to be an ongoing initiative for us. Another initiative that we have is the Women in Biohealth initiative. So that is designed to empower and connect women in the biohealth industry by providing professional and leadership development and cross-company networking and mentorship. It's currently only in Madison. We're working on having something like that in the Milwaukee area too, and it really got started because there were several women that felt that they didn't have a place to really connect with other women in the industry, and a safe place not just at their company, but a way for them to work with women at other companies, and so that really sort of evolved from that need that we were told existed in that community, and so that's what we've done. So it's become very, very popular, and it continues to have all kinds of events and roundtable discussions. Here in Milwaukee, I am very proud to organize the grassroots initiative called Health-Tech MKE. This also had a sort of a humble beginnings of several health tech entrepreneurs that actually went to Madison to participate in a health tech conference. And they all met each other for the first time there, and while they were talking with each other, they all found out that they lived in Milwaukee, and so they kind of said to themselves, how come we don't have like a networking group or somewhere where we can go to meet in southeastern Wisconsin? And that was the start of Health Tech MKE. It has since been rolled into Bioforward as one of our initiatives, and it's really about connecting the health tech ecosystem in the Milwaukee area or southeastern Wisconsin in general. We provide resources for entrepreneurs. There's networking events, there's educational events, our website has a directory of all of the companies in southeastern Wisconsin, just to again demonstrate that there are a lot of different companies working on really cool things in southeastern Wisconsin to allow people to see the critical mass that exists there. And then we also recently launched a resource directory for entrepreneurs, and you can see the website right down there and check it out for yourself. Another initiative that we have is based on biomanufacturing. So let's take one final look at a sector of the biohealth industry, biomanufacturing. So these are companies that work in the fields of regenerative medicine, or they're producing molecules, drugs, chemicals, the things used in life sciences. So it's really high-tech manufacturing and manufacturing that occurs within cells, or bioreactors. And we have a tremendously diverse group of companies that, again, are in that industry. So to support the growth of this industry sector, we were approached by some researchers in some business groups in the Madison area, and they told us about the biomanufacturing industry in the Madison area. And they said, you know, companies come to us for expertise. They come from around the world to Wisconsin to learn from our expertise in regenerative medicine and biomanufacturing. So it's about time we said to the world that we are a biomanufacturing center of excellence, and that's why we started that initiative that we call the Forward Bio Initiative, a biomanufacturing center of excellence. Like I said before, Wisconsin is a hotbed of biomanufacturing innovation. Um, we have all of these companies in Wisconsin: New Wave Medical, Scientific Protein Laboratories, Cellular Dynamics, Stratitech. And the thing that keeps happening is that these companies get acquired, or they form big partnerships with much larger, multinational organizations. And so, you know, that's something that needs to be shared. That people need to understand that, people come to us for this expertise, and large companies know that, and we can demonstrate that this has happened multiple times. So, how do we help support that group? How do we help grow that industry? The Forward Bio Initiative is the sort of academic industry partnership that we created that will help grow the industry and create new innovations. And it consists of three parts. So the Forward Bio Institute is sort of the academic area. So that is where the academics at UW-Madison are working on innovation, training, and pre-incorporation. So that it's their job to train the new researchers in biomanufacturing and regenerative medicine, and impress upon them the importance of innovative new technologies and getting those out into the market. And so hopefully a lot of the uh, innovation that comes out of this academic piece at Forward Bio Institute goes directly into this piece, Forward Bio Labs, which is an accelerator or incubator for biomanufacturing and regenerative medicine companies. So it is a shared lab facility that allows startups in that space to receive incubation benefits, as well as mentoring and some post-incorporation benefits as well. And then Bioforward is there to really keep the industry going, help those new companies make connections to larger companies, like I said, facilitating partnership, helping with government relations, and then of course doing marketing and outreach, making sure that people recognize that all these companies are here and they're doing great things. And so this launched a couple years ago, and Forward Biolabs has been full of startup companies ever since. They've had a couple companies actually graduate out of that accelerator as well. So it's been an amazing program, and we've seen some really impressive companies come out of it. So to sum up the Forward Bio initiative, all these pieces, it's really talking about how Wisconsin is a national leader in biomanufacturing. So we're training innovators and entrepreneurs. We're facilitating partnerships between government, academia, and private industry, and trying to get more and more commercial products out of the university and into the hands of physicians and patients. So you can see the website right there for the Forward Bio Initiative is there. And I encourage you to check that out too. So finally, we have one more initiative after this. Oh, let me just show you the Forward Bio leadership team. So here you can see the chair of the Forward Bio Institute, the vice chairs of the Forward Bio Labs, and then Bioforward CEO Lisa Johnson there as well. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the very last initiative that we have at Bioforward, our public relations campaign. So, like I said, I've mentioned before changing the narrative. That's something that we talk about a lot because when people think of biohealth innovation anywhere in the state or the world, Wisconsin is not the first thing on their mind. And we want to change that because we deserve some recognition for the amazing things that come out of Wisconsin. So that's why we've engaged the Chartwell Agency to start our public relations campaign. Initially, we thought this was we were going to have a perfect opportunity to kind of debut this type of public relations campaign during the DNC convention. So again, we envisioned all kinds of reporters coming to Wisconsin talking about how we're a Rust Belt state, and we wanted us to be there on the front lines to kind of show that there's a lot going on in Wisconsin, and that it's not just a dying industry state, but it's a very advanced and robust biohealth state. Of course, DNC convention, as I'm sure you've heard, has been very much pared down, and so COVID-19 changed our focus for this public relations campaign. I'm sure it's changed a lot for everybody, and we really used that as an opportunity for us to share what our members are doing in response to the COVID-19 crisis, and it really kind of was an unexpected but interesting kickoff to our public relations campaign. So we've been sharing stories and expertise from Wisconsin biohealth experts with local and national news, journals, magazines, radio, television, anywhere we can find an opportunity to get a Wisconsin company or researcher or expert in front of the media. That's what this initiative is all about, so that people begin to think of Wisconsin as a place to look for new innovations, new ideas, and expertise. And this is ongoing. It's going to be going for quite some time, and we feel this is an important piece of what Bioforward can do for the state and our industry. So if you have any stories out there, news or innovations or something that isn't getting the press, you think, or if you have expertise in a particular topic and you think the news should be talking to you about it, send a message to Risa at Bioforward and give her a link to the story, or tell her what you're up to. Show her the website of your company. Because we want to make sure that the whole state is represented in this PR campaign. So please let us know if you have anything that you'd like to share. I mentioned the COVID-19 crisis, and so I'd be remiss to not mention what Bioforward and our members have done in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. So I wanted to say, Bioforward, we were lucky enough to stay open. Majority of our work, it can be done online, so we were relatively unaffected. But we started supporting our industry as fast as we could. We developed a coronavirus resource page that has all kinds of information about where our companies, what our companies should be doing, where they can get PPE and sanitation products, um, how they can help, and how they can get access to government loans as well. Just providing them any resources that they needed to survive the sort of troubling times. Um, we did have events on best practices, legislation, things along that line. And it was important for us to advocate to protect our industry as well. So we were considered an essential industry during the pandemic, and that's because the biohealth industry needs to keep going during the pandemic because we're the ones working on vaccines, therapies, uh, masks, research, all kinds of different testing, all kinds of different pieces that needed to keep going to keep our healthcare workers safe and also keep research and development going into finding a way to end the pandemic. Um, we also worked to protect those of us in the industry that were developing new masks. So right here is an image of a Milwaukee Mask Force mask being worn by an officer of the fire department there. Um, the shortage of PPE caused a lot of our very talented engineers and product development people to get to work on creating alternatives and new solutions to keep people safe. And this is one of those things. But in order to make sure that people that are producing masks like this and are not held liable for and anything that might occur when they're trying to just do their best to save lives. That's something that we had to work with legislators to protect. Also, we facilitated partnerships. We helped our members work together on all types of partnerships to create new testing and keep working during the pandemic. We promoted all kinds of industry activities and resources. We donated masks ourselves, and it's mostly to support our members and our industry. Bioforward did what we could, but it was really about trying to help our members do what they do best, which is innovating and finding solutions to public health crises. So just to show you, something that a slide that I created for our annual member is this, just to give you an idea, and my head is even blocking a few of them here too, but this is just a sample of the companies that are in Wisconsin that worked on something during the COVID-19 pandemic to either they were creating masks, they were donating things, they were creating new tests, they were opening testing laboratories, they were doing research, they were working on vaccines or therapeutics, they were developing products that directly helps laboratories working on next generation vaccines and therapeutics. So, this is just, to me, incredible to see all of these groups working together to solve a problem. So it really goes to show that not only is our industry, very diverse and different. We come from different backgrounds here. There's bioscience companies, there's medical device companies here, there's researchers here, but they're all working together. They're all connected by this ecosystem of biohealth, because we all have a very similar goal. We're all working towards developing new ways to enhance human health. And so that's a good microcosm of our biohealth industry right there. So I know that was really fast. I tried to be as comprehensive as I could, and I hope you learned a little bit about what's happening here in the state and what makes our biohealth industry and how Bioforward is supporting that industry. If you do have any questions, or if you want to know more about any of the things that I talked about, or if you just want me to know what you're doing, feel free to email me at any time. I'm happy to talk about anybody that's working within our industry. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Take care.